What's up, fellas? We're back on another video today, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a super melodic Jersey Club inspired beat. I was listening to this song Miles by, I think it's pronounced Skaiwater, but it features Lil Uzi Vert on it, and it's kind of the basis of what inspired me to make this beat. I'm also going to be including a little one-shot pack in the description below. It's going to have some of the drum sounds, some of the more melodic elements I used in this project. So yeah, with that being said, let's just hop right into the beat. So a lot of the sounds in this project came from this plugin I found called Surge, and it's actually free, and I'll include a link for it down below in the description. But it comes with a lot of presets, and a lot of them sound good, so I end up using this plugin quite often actually. So I found a cool preset in the polysynths category called Ian, and I laid down a very simple chord progression with kind of like a counter melody high note at the top, and this is what it sounds like. It's super simple, but it has a lot of room to add different melodic elements and sounds to it. To spice up that surge sound, I basically cut off a lot of the low end, a little bit of the high, boosted the mids. I used the dotted eighth orbits preset in Valhalla Supermassive. I also used isotope vinyl, and I kind of just put it to 1970, which basically kind of adds character to it. And I also add a little bit of wear, which kind of breaks down the sound and adds some more artifacts. And lastly, I just added a EQ, which kind of just really boosts up the mids a lot. And this is what it sounds like with all the effects on it. So the next thing I added was the bass line, which follows the chord progression root notes. And it's actually a preset that I have in Serum called Bass Poland Reese, but this is what it sounds like. For the EQ, I basically cut off everything from 2K up, boosted the low mids a little bit, and kind of just left the bass alone. I also added in the Byte plugin, super handy, and I basically just messed with the saturation knob, and I kind of just added a lot of cool distortion and really kind of warms the sound up a bit. And lastly, I just used a basic chorus preset. I don't think I really added too much to it. I'm pretty sure I just opened it and it sounded good. So yeah, you can copy those settings if you want. And with all the effects, this is what it sounds like. So I was doing some sound searching, went to Arcade, found the Future Perfect sound bank, wish it could stay preset, and I found this cool little ARP sound within it. Basically, all I did to get that sound was just turn the octave down one, and I think I messed with the delay and the dirt features a little bit. It's just a super simple ARP sound, but it really adds to the mix. So after I had the ARP sound, the bass sound, the chord progression down, I need a little top melody to go with it. Went to Surge again, category splits, and I actually used the bass plus drums preset, but this is what it sounds like. And for effects, I added more EQ, just kind of left most of the highs there. Camel Crush, I used the tube warmth, turned on the compressor fat mode, amount up a little bit, and I also turned the mix down because I wanted distortion but not too much distortion. I used another free effect called Wider, which is just a stereo enhancer. And finally, I added in Fruity Delay 3, set the time to 2 seconds, blah, blah, blah. And I also turned the mix down in the mixer channel itself because I'm lazy. And it just adds a very light delay effect to it. So after I had those sounds set up, I immediately went to go set up the drums, and I have this basic kick pattern, which kind of the basis of Jersey Club. It's kind of got that dun 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 kind of rhythm to it. This is what it sounds like. And I add that little flare at the end to kind of just spice it up a little bit. Next, you gotta have the finger snap sound, which I feel like's a given whenever you're making Jersey Club. And it follows a very basic progression with the kick. So I set up a little hi-hat sound that basically follows the same rhythm of the kick. And when I had all the notes set up for that, I just selected them all, pressed Alt R, and that opens up the randomize feature. And I just kind of mess with the pan knob, and you get some really cool stereo effects with it, and it just makes the sound way more wider. So for this beat, I wanted to add in a cool little vocal element, and whenever I want to do that, I usually just go to Arcade. They have a lot of good sounds in their sound banks there. I use the Shoulda Known preset, set it to the key, which is E minor, and I also turned up the Hype Life knob up all the way. Effects-wise, I just added more isotope vinyl to kind of compress the sound a little bit. I added a little Alter Boy, a format shift, set the quantize mode, and also add a little distortion via the drive knob. Also, I managed to automate the format knob by messing around with the knob a little bit, going up to Tools, Last Tweaked, Create Automation. And that just makes an automation clip from whatever plugin, knob, or toggle you've used last. I also wanted a little bit of drum and bass in this kind of breakdown section area. So I pulled a couple drum loops from Splice and tossed them in. I added the Wave Sound Shifter, turned that down 3 semitones. I added in Fruity Delay, 2-second time. I also added some more vinyl effect, but this time from RC20. And finally, I used Pancake, which just kind of modulates the sound from left ear to right ear. And I turned the mix down to about 50%. And this is what it sounds like with all the effects. So something I've been doing lately that gets some really cool sounds is I'll go in and add Sound Shifter to the master channel, and I'll automate the semitones so that you can get some really cool intros, really cool outros that are actually in a different key. So here I turned it down 5 semitones, and I set an automation clip to hit whenever that comes to this outro. Alright guys, so that's basically how I made the beat. Just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and also make sure to download this little one-shot drum kit pack that I'm going to be including in the description below. So yeah, with that being said, have an awesome day guys.